Hello guys, welcome. And today we will discuss some reading tips and why students often face difficulty while reading. Students often feel that reading is the most difficult aspect of learning a new language. They get emotionally tired, sometimes physically tired as well while reading. Also with the social media culture, we have Instagram reels which are 5 to 6 seconds of reels or videos, and through which, because we are scrolling them again and again, we cannot develop concentration. So why do students face these difficulties? The number one reason is lack of concentration. As I have alluded before, most of the students do not have patience to read long passages, and they often get tired by just reading 5 to 6 lines. This is why a lack of concentration occurs, due to which they often feel that reading is tiresome. The second reason is lack of knowledge. Obviously, if I am from a arts background and I am reading a science research paper, I would not have knowledge about scientific terms, right? And due to this lack of knowledge, I would not be reading that paper or that research paper in depth. This is where the lack of knowledge comes in, and students do not like to read things that are out of their subject, out of their core subjects, right? So if a student is from a science background, he or she will like to read stuff regarding science, but not regarding finance, which is equally important in real life. Curiosity is the way. Since students are not curious about the subject, they do not try to learn it. They feel that they do not have any incentive to learn about the subject, right? Because there is a lack of incentive, they are not curious enough. So, for example, let's say I want to learn about how to make money, right? So I'll learn about how to do stock investing or investing in stocks. Basically, I have an incentive that I want to make money, and that's why I'm learning how to invest in stocks. If I do not have any incentive, I will not be curious enough to read books on investing. Okay. Fourth is again related to first is psychological barriers. Again, this encompasses everything because they lack concentration, knowledge, student, and also do not possess any curiosity. There is often a psychological barrier. Students just think that if I give them a passage, let's say of what 2 pages, they feel that, oh, what have I given them? They feel that why should they read these things? And even if the psychological barrier is that they they will never get good marks in reading, how much hard they try, so they have given up, and that's why students are not focused on reading. So now let's come to solutions. Develop characters slash connections in a story. Read something and develop characters. So let's say you are reading about investing, right? Now, how can investing be simpler? How can you read it? To read something, you have to develop a character. Let's say I'm reading on how to buy a stock. Okay, tips on how to buy a stock, right? So I develop a character named Aman. Aman is looking to buy a company stock. What will he look at? What should he do? And what he shouldn't do. If you develop characters, the character could be you, or the character could be anyone else, right? Could be a close friend or something along those lines. Or let's say you are reading about a boat, okay? And in the example or in the passage, archaeologist word is written. Archaeologists are looking to find a boat or are looking to research about this boat. You will have something. You will have this. You have a reading about this same thing on the official Cambridge IELTS. So what you can do? You become a character. You become an archaeologist. Okay, like wherever there is the word archaeologist written, you can imagine yourself. So I am finding this, I am finding that. What will happen is that once you entail yourself, or you think about the passage as your kind of like life, you will go in depth, you will read in depth about it. So that's why develop characters. Obviously, the second is increasing knowledge. You will only increase your knowledge if you want to, if you have an incentive. And what incentives you can bring upon? You can say, okay, if I read this book, I will treat myself to a pizza. Okay, this will give you that incentive to read something and increase your knowledge. If you do not have any incentive, you will not increase your knowledge. Okay. Again, curiosity is the answer. If you are curious enough to know things, you will definitely love to read about it. So let's say everyone has some likes or dislikes, right? Like I like to read about cricket, so I'm curious about cricket. So I can what? I can read articles on cricket. This will also increase my knowledge, right? And also, what will happen is that I will develop a habit of reading because I'm curious about it. Okay. The fourth point is reading is not a barrier, it is fun. It can be fun. If you develop a character or if you're curious about a subject, it can be fun. It is not jarring or it is not tiresome. So start reading things that you are curious about, or and secondly, if subjects that you are not curious about, develop your character. Like in acting, they say you have to get inside the character to become a great actor. So, to become a great reader or a good reader, you have to imagine yourself in that character, in the role of the person that is being written about. Okay, so these are all my reading tips. I hope to see you in the next one. And if you have any opinions or if you have any suggestions, please comment down and I will definitely read your comments. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. So, if you like this video, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button